So it's 9:30 and we're live.
Sweet. Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of C&C Bros. We've got a lot of news to cover, actually.
Wait, did y'all read the title?
What is it? The Hypening? I hope it's the Hypening.
Oh my god, no, you gotta read the title.
What's the title of our video?
It's funny. It's pretty funny.
Do I need to... Hold on, I'll give you the YouTube link.
It's too late.
Are you on my Twitter?
No. Oh, God. Hold on.
Bumping lo-fi hip-hop beats and chill.
Oh my God.
I had a Facebook video on mistake.
Uh-oh.
I love you, George.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy 15 Memorial Service.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the life of one of our more troubled. His life was truly not in vain. No, we're here to talk about some just general things that are going on news-wise. KH3 is getting a lot of hype. Smash Ultimate's getting a lot of hype. Some things that are releasing now are getting a lot of hype. Case in point, Castlevania that released its other 8 episodes of Season 2 recently. And then Titans is actually having a very good run, so I hear. I need to actually catch up and watch that for like a day.
Yeah, man. F Batman.
Yeah, fuck man. And then
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 15's dead. Dead. D-E-A-D. Dead. And Square Enix is upset.
Which, okay, in all fairness, dead.
Oh God.
I don't even know if dead should be like the word for it, because like development, it would sound mean if I said development shouldn't have continued. But like, you know, do your thing, do another thing for another year, and then just kind of stop it there. Don't bite off more than you could chew. Don't turn this into a game as a service, in my opinion.
Are we going to talk about this first? Because I can get that off my chest now.
Go ahead and get it off your chest, boy.
All right. So, basically what has happened, if anybody isn't aware of what's going on, recently Square Enix delivered a live stream event that they hyped up a little bit for Final Fantasy 15 and the future of the DLC and whatnot. And during the live stream, I haven't actually watched the playback of it, so I'm taking this for a grain of salt and based on what other people have told me in other YouTube videos. But like the second that it started, you could tell that something was up. And during the progress of the live stream, they announced that all of the planned Season 2 DLC content for Final Fantasy 15, except for episode Arden, had been canceled and cut. And on top of that, I don't know his first name, Tabata. He has resigned. Hajime Tabata?
I think Hajime is his first name. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, Hajime Tabata, he resigned from Square Enix, and cited basically from the follow-up interviews that I've seen that basically he was up. He was just ready to move on to something else, and he wasn't really having a good time with development on 15, and
Of course.
Which I can totally understand, but I mean, that's his point of view. I don't know if he was let go. I don't know if they needed someone to take the fall for it, or they just weren't happy with what he was trying to come up with. If it was really his decision and he just peaced out, you know, we'll never know the nature of that, because apparently he's starting his own game studio or development studio.
Within Square Enix or in general?
I think it's independent of Square Enix, from what I hear. Hopefully he'll do a post-mortem interview and we'll be able to hear all the juicy bits behind the development of 15 and versus 13 through him, because I'm sure that he would be willing to talk about it, because he seems like a chill dude. But a lot of his games are a little bit funky to me. They're good and artsy, but they're not always up to speed with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I like his design for story, and I like how he approaches that. But I don't always enjoy his game design. Now, that being said, Final Fantasy 15, for all intents and purposes, we're still getting episode Arden to fill out any lore plot holes and whatever. And they have also confirmed, or at least during the live stream, that all the canceled DLC episodes, which include episode Aranea, episode Lunafreya, and then another episode with starring Noctis, which would have been, I guess, a hard reboot of the original ending of 15, assumedly. They are trying to, at least with Lunafreya, to deliver that content to us through another medium, which could include
Tabata confirms Kingsglaive 2.
Well, they announced that there possibly could be a manga for it. They haven't decided.
Oh, that would be nice. I would actually read that. There
is going to be an animation companion piece to episode art, and I'm not really sure what its capacity is. So it's probably going to be like a one OVA episode, like we got for Brotherhood.
It'll be another Brotherhood episode or OVA. OVA would be nice.
It would probably be an OVA. I'd like it if it was like feature length, but I doubt it. It'll probably be like 30.
Get like FF7 Last Order.
I was upset a little bit because the whole thing about this, I think, is that we, as a fan base, really didn't deserve the second year of content. I think that was a development side, and I don't know if it was Tabata pushing for it. I don't know if it was Square Enix pushing for it. But Final Fantasy 15, after the initial stages of, or the initial DLC with all the party members and Gladiolus, Prompto, and Ignis, that was supposed to be it. And they hadn't planned anymore. And they were like, okay, well, why don't we just, make some more, and we'll think about it, and we'll put it in development for a year, and just see what happens, and you'll get it some more in 2019. And everybody, when they announced that, was kind of like, all right. And then they released that like a little trailer of like the extended universe and what they were trying to do, and it looked like they were trying to kind of set up for a hard reboot and an alternate ending for the original ending.
Wanted to Persona 4 it.
Yeah. And it looked like that was the direction they were going, and then they announced like all the DLC episodes, and it was kind of like, well, we don't really need it, but more content can't hurt, because the thing is that we got so little substance with the story that anything with character interaction and lore and plot relevance would have been a welcome sight. So that was the general consensus of the fandom, according to me, and where I stood. It was that we didn't really need it, we didn't really want it, but we're happy that we're getting it anyway. But then they pull the plug.
You ever try to apologize for something, but in the process of trying to apologize, you kind of just mess stuff up even. Yeah, you either insult them more if it's something you said, or let's say you're trying to pick something up you dropped and then you knock something else over.
That's what Square Enix has done.
Yeah, that's what's kind of happened here, because, we started with Versus 13 and we had to sit on it for so long, and it's like, sorry, this took forever. Now it's 15, now it's released. But then they tried to rush to go ahead and get that out, and then had to delay it again, and then it still had the patch, and then it's like, well, here's this DLC. Well, here's Royal Edition, so you can do more things and fill in the gaps. And it almost would have been better to just kind of, let it rock and put those resources into trying to make something better, or like, trying to fix the issues with 7 Remake, trying to expedite KH3, even though, things like that.
I will say this, because everybody knows my beef with 15 at this point, if you follow this podcast at all. I am not the biggest fan. I waited for 10 plus years. It wasn't what I expected. It was a fun experience for the most part, but it wasn't it didn't quite hit that sweet spot for a Final Fantasy, and you could tell. And this is my big point for this whole discussion, is that they were playing catch up. And because they were constantly playing catch up with 15, they never had time to just do what they wanted and to give it polish. They were always trying to add more onto it to try and complete a whole. But at that point, you know, the game was out. They were releasing digital content and free updates constantly, and patches and quality of life improvements that really should have been there from the beginning.
Things that we actually were promised in Versus 13.
Exactly. And it's... At this point, it's a moot point. Shelly, I remember... I think he teased me about this relentlessly while I was hyped for it. He's like, you know that the game's not going to be good, right? And he was just being sarcastic about it. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, the game isn't that good. Like, it was missing a lot of things. And Square's biggest problem, I think, with this is that they had this IP, Final Fantasy, that they needed to produce for, because they were in trouble, I feel like. And they didn't have anything solid to get away from the Versus 13 verse, so they made it a mainline game. But Tabata, he was polishing a turd, because they had a good concept, but what they had was shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It
came out solid gold. You just couldn't change the inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just he was working on it constantly, and I think that Square's problem is that they shared too much and they made too many promises that they had to go back on. Because I remember, didn't they do they did a release reveal for the game,
the announcement,
and then a month later did a delay.
Yeah, it was the announcement for the announcement, and then the delay before then. Announced in December that in March they would have info on 15. In March, they had this huge extravagant thing with all the extended media and all the people coming out to talk about it. And they even got like a video message from Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu, just like, I'm talking about, they did it up, they did it big. And then, you know.
And then the delay happened.
Yeah. They were like,
because the game,
yeah,
it just was not ready. And then the thing about it is that that's kind of the same thing that's happening here. We were promised DLC. They said, you know what, guys, like we did what we first started to do, but we want to deliver something more for you guys because you guys deserve it. We feel like there's still more story to tell. There's still more content that we want to put out. And then they pulled the plug on it.
Yep.
So why they pulled the plug on it is anybody's guess, but really accept amongst the community until they like produce some solid answers themselves. At least Square will, hopefully.
I mean,
would be that
pull the plug. Wasn't he the creative director?
Who?
Tabata.
The guy who left.
No, I don't think Tabata pulled the plug. I think he just quit because he knew that they were going to pull the plug.
Well, I mean, if he got a better offer, was he the creative director?
No, he was the director.
Yeah,
that's why they pulled the plug. They probably didn't trust anyone else with it. They hired him specifically to do it.
I think.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
If you get someone else to do it, then it's someone else. Then it's a completely different vision.
I guess it's really the sequence of events that we need to like consider, because what everybody thinks happened is that this ties to another topic we had. Square Enix recently announced a $33 million loss because of its Luminous Studio branch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Those guys.
And what games are those?
Tomb Raider.
I can only imagine.
Tomb Raider.
Okay.
It was Crystal Dynamics that made that, except for that one studio. Well, except for that one game.
I am pulling them up now. Let's see.
The recent Tomb Raider game lost them $33 million.
Yep.
That's a shame.
It was a heavy AAA title that got little to no promotion until like 3 months before it came out.
Yeah, there was no gameplay, dude.
And they didn't promote it well. They had a shit ton of TV spots and YouTube ads, but that's it.
There was no gameplay until like really like last month, and then I definitely know it's the worst one. I don't even like Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah. Crystal Dynamics. I figured this would just be on the wiki.
Crystal Dynamics made the first two, and then I guess that studio made the third one.
List of Crystal Dynamics video games. Luminous Studio. All right, computer, come on. It's not even my computer. It's my HDMI cable. About time for a new one of these guys. Studio.
Was it Luminous Studio that it was, or was it another one? Because I actually don't think that was the one that they...
Well, IDOS handles it, but as far as like the engine... Yeah, no, they didn't do Shadow. Their last game was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Okay.
So we're about to... Oh, no. Okay. It was still Crystal Dynamics. They're just not... They hadn't updated that wiki page. But yeah, Eidos Montreal in conjunction with Crystal Dynamics, published by Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
In conjunction with Crystal Dynamics. Crystal Dynamics didn't do it.
Okay, hold on. So
they didn't get to do as much as they wanted.
One guy, go.
Still getting that Untitled Adventures game.
Let me Google this article. Hopefully Kotaku or someone has
I've actually got it right here. Well, it's not by Kotaku, but
go ahead. What you got?
I'm pulling it up. Do we know who Kit Guru is?
Do we know who WCCF Tech is?
I'm sorry, what?
WCCF Tech. You don't know WCCF Tech?
Luminous Production. That's what it was.
Maybe
that's what it says.
Maybe if you say it out instead of.
Okay, let me read this article from kitguru.net.
Okay, you're talking about cited sources. Yeah. Yikes.
So Japanese publisher Square Enix has had a few hits under its belt this year, from Shadow the Tomb Raider to Octopath Traveler.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, hits. Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
From Shadow of the Tomb Raider to Octopath Traveler, but
Shadow of the Tomb Raider was a hit?
I hope so. I don't think it was.
We wouldn't be having this discussion if it was.
But that
I don't think it is.
George, let me read the damn article.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The president of Square Enix said that the second...
Yes? Where'd you go, buddy? Is he there?
I don't know.
I don't think he's there. Let me read this. So, its latest fiscal report shows a staggering loss of $3.73 billion, $33 million, which has since been attributed to a shift in strategy. Back in March, Square Enix opened up Luminous into Productions, sharing its namesake with the publisher's proprietary, I can't read these goddamn words, Luminous Studio video game engine, led by Final Fantasy XV director Hajime Tabata. The original announcement stated that the new developer would focus on new AAA titles and bringing innovative game and other entertainment content to a global audience. So, international titles. While Square Enix expected a loss considering the new studio is yet to release anything, it is believed to be much steeper than anticipated. Prior to its latest earnings call, Square Enix revealed a change in strategy solely focusing on large-scale, high-quality AAA game titles, which best leverage the developer's strengths. Reports have fixated on the omission of other entertainment, which was set to include Final Fantasy XV's full-length prequel movie, among other transmedia products, as the reason for the company's reported 3 million loss for the 6 months that ended September 30th. It's yet to be confirmed whether these projects remain in production. Let's see. So, run down this a little bit more. Mission of Entertainment. What's Shelly? Oh, his internet went out. God.
Yikes.
That sucked. I thought it was mine for a second.
Can't believe Shelly is dead. He's gonna hop on data from his phone. At least I think he is. But yeah,
so basically, it's not completely because of Shadow and the Tomb Raider, but they are probably not going to help their what's going on.
I still say, but it's because of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Well, probably because they dumped a shit ton of money into it.
Yeah, they dumped a bunch of money into a Tomb Raider game. Not that Tomb Raider games aren't good, but they probably don't warrant the amount of money that was probably used for its production.
Basically, let me see. The 6 month. This is the most important part of the article, I think. The 6 month period has been seen losses across the board for the publisher, according to Games Industry Biz, with profits half down to 8.64 billion yen, or $76.4 million. Operating income has seen the biggest drop of 61%, hitting a low of 132.8 million. Sales have also dropped 15% on a year-to-year for billion income. Okay, so basically, because of this studio because they made this studio to help out with other titles, and then I'm guessing that their international titles that they worked on, namely Shadow of the Tomb Raider, have not performed amicably, even though it only released on September 14th. It was probably a big money sink. Other productions like the Kingsglaive movie and 15 probably. I know that they wanted 15 to sell about 10 million copies, and I think I just read this morning that it only just broke like 8.4 million. Probably because of all the advertising and just the amount of sheer resources that went into this game to make it as realistic as impossible.
Yeah.
Also, you have to think about Kingsglaive, how that kind of did not do well at all. Not that we expected it to do well, but still.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I mean, that's why you bundle it with a game. Which is what they did. That's the version I got. And then they're basically being tight-lipped about how much Octopath helped out and Tomb Raider. Because fiscal year's not quite over, but Octopath and Tomb Raider are probably the biggest bumps up for the company. But I doubt that Octopath would be able to save them. But it did a shit ton of sales, I think, in the first month. So basically, it's their extra projects, and then they also put a lot of money into making this studio that hasn't put out anything, and also their poor sales and international titles that are mostly Western things, like Just Cause or Tomb Raider. So back to the original point.
Yes.
All of this in combination is more than likely the general. This is the generally accepted. Not solution. What I'm trying to say. Reason why Square Enix
rationale
probably cut most of the content for 15, and honestly, from my point of view, is that I'm fine with it. I'm upset that they promised us something again and didn't give it to us. But at the end of the day, Square Enix gave us more than we needed. Technically, after release, they stuck with it. They stayed with Final Fantasy 15
Mhm.
longer than what was expected, and they came through with the content. It wasn't what we wanted necessarily, and it didn't fix all the problems that they created in the first place, but it was a genuine effort. The game stuck. It sold well. It left its mark. Whether it was good or bad is just up to the person. I think that the ending was really the best part about it. It was poignant. I think that the Royal Edition really capitalized on how good the final sequence of that game was, and I think that that was fine. Do I think that they could have gone about it a different way and maybe just kept their lips shut? And just work on the content and then release it all at once, or within like a month of each other. I feel like that would have been a great strategy.
Yeah.
So that they just don't have to worry about anything else. But at the end of the day, Final Fantasy 15, hopefully they will stop milking the franchise and beating a dead horse, because they can't make it get any better than it is, because they're not producing any more story content besides Episode Arden. This is basically, depending on how well Episode Arden does, I think will shape how well we view the entire
The entirety of 15.
The entirety of the universe of 15 and like its media productions and all.
Compilation.
Yeah.
I think that's the word Square has used on occasion. Like 7 has a compilation. I think 4 has a short compilation. And then you have, what the heck is it? Like the Evilise something for the
Evilise Alliance.
Evilise Alliance, yeah. And then, oh, no. I got it. How Episode Arden is accepted will determine our views on the Fabula Nova Crystallis.
Yes.
Yes.
Because this is their swan song, whether we wanted it to be or not.
Whether Square says it is or not. Welcome back, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly. But I'm excited to play it. I mean, it looks interesting. I like Arden as a villain. He's not bad. And I think that this will give him the depth that he so desperately needs. It won't give Luna any depth, unfortunately, but we'll just have to wait and see if they announce anything or if they actually follow through with, presenting the content of the DLC in another format.
I'm still never getting Stella.
No one's getting Stella.
Wait, there's a Stella?
Except when
there was a Stella.
Except when we got that Sarah event.
Yeah, from
yeah, and they reused the Stella assets. I died.
That was funny as shit.
I died so hard. I was upset. Legitimately upset.
But overall, I mean, Square did what they had to do. And like I said, I'm not upset completely. I'm salty that they did it on a live stream. Like, that's my biggest complaint, because that's disrespect.
How is that disrespect?
I think it's disrespect because they announced on a live stream that they hyped up to a fan base that obviously cares about the franchise and like that entry in the franchise a lot, or else you wouldn't be watching. You know what I mean? And they announced, "Hey, you're getting Episode Arden, but we're cutting everything else, and also Tappet is leaving. Sorry about it." But they're like, "Hey, we're going to try and release this content in another way. Maybe here's a trailer." And then that was it. So I think that was extremely disrespectful to the fan base, at least. Because I feel like instead of hyping up an event to make it seem like there's going to be these grand announcements and there's going to be like a lot of content and stuff to be excited for, they instead made it kind of like kind of what we're doing now, like a funeral service. But I feel like if they had announced like maybe a week before the stream, or even 2 weeks, just say, "Hey guys, unfortunately, things haven't been panning out with what we wanted to create for the content, so we're having to cut all future episodes except for Episode Arden, which we've already developed nearly to completion."
I ain't got to do it big.
Yeah, it's like that's all you had to do is just admit it up front. Don't make people wait and stay up late. to watch a live stream where you kill their hopes and dreams.
Kill your hopes and dreams. Brian is speaking because he is personally affected.
I'm personally affected because I wanted this game to have like substantial content and depth to the story, because that's really all it was missing. Like, I already don't like it. I'll be honest with you. Like, I like it on a surface level of, hey, it's fun to play for the most part. But I mean, I don't like this game like I like other Final Fantasies. It's one of those. So that's it. But yeah, Square's in the shitter right now. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. Oh Lord, he's coming.
He's coming.
But people are freaking out because they're like, I don't know what this means for like the future of Kingdom Hearts and Square Enix as a whole.
You know exactly what it means. We're gonna get 15 Kingdom Hearts games. We're gonna get 15 numbered Kingdom Hearts games.
Honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Nomura left after Kingdom Hearts finished.
I mean, yeah.
I take that back. He still has to do Final Fantasy. I won't be surprised that if Final Fantasy Remake eventually gets canceled, which is honestly up in the air. I feel like if he stays on to finish that project, that may be his swan song. I feel like, because I feel like he's tired. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 has been kind of his baby project, and he's really proud of it. But that 7 remake is just kind of a thing that he has to do based on what I've seen in interviews. Like, he's really excited for his work in Kingdom Hearts 3, and he's put a lot of time and effort into it, and he gets really hype about it. But with 7, it's just kind of like, yeah, wait a little bit.
I wonder if any dev will get a break. That's supposed to be a segue, but you can talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 for a little bit more before I bring that segue back up.
No, we can go to the segue. I'll talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 later. I need to take my mind off of it.
Okay. Well, I wonder if any dev will get a break, like my boy Masahiro Sakurai, as we talk about a lot of the recent things going on with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now that I think about it, we haven't said anything since we haven't done anything since the Direct.
No.
Let me be the first to say, spite is a terrible thing, and you should never want anything to happen just to spite somebody else, because it leads to it's a gateway drug to wishing a lot of ill will on people. However, I have never been so happy that the Grinch leak has been fake for the sole purpose of like shattering the hopes and dreams of all those people who rode with it.
I'll be honest. That Grinch leak was a lot of people, and I wondered when it first happened. I was like, "Is that seems like a lot of people to announce for a game that he said don't expect a lot of characters for."
Well, I mean, if we're being fair, if you factor in the DLC on top of the characters we were already shown, it's past that number. Because the Grinch leak was Shadow, Isaac, Ken, Chorus Kids, Mock Rider. I think that might have been it. And instead we were shown Ken, Incineroar, Piranha Plant, and 5 DLC characters on the way. Also, let me just say, I thought the Grinch leak was baseless on the fact that no Gen 7 Pokemon had representation, because they weren't going to let a game go by without like representation from a new Pokemon. Because that's always been the MO.
I'm happy that it's Incineroar. He needs his love.
I mean, Decidueye is in Pokken. You can't really do anything with Primarina.
Is Pokken still a thing?
Yeah, Pokken's a thing.
Yeah. The community is still, thriving. They play, but don't really like worry about if other people watch them play or not. So they're just kind of self-contained in their own spot.
It's not like a super competitive group like it is for Smash or Street Fighter.
Oh, it is. There's just not a lot of them.
Oh, I just thought they just didn't care.
I get on Twitter
because they're playing Smash and Street Fighter.
I get on Twitter and people are like posting poking combos and stuff, like resets. And Pokken community has some of like the finest graphic designers I've ever seen, because they'll do like their power rankings or results from a recent monthly, or like character infographics, and they look great. But
I feel like for Smash, I'm glad that the leaks weren't true, because I was really upset when they announced it, because if it was true, I was going to be like, that's going to devastate Sakurai. That's just going to be like a big fuck you to him. And like his desire to want to keep like leaks to a minimum and just surprise everybody and make them have a good time. So I'm glad that they weren't true on that basis. I'm sorry that people are mad.
Bruh, I'm not. Whatever. They can.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry in the sense, like, I'm sorry that if you got your hopes up for something you didn't know was true or not, and you wanted to believe in it, because I understand.
I'm sorry y'all out here wild, and that's what Brian is saying. He said,
yeah, like I'm sorry
done.
that you got your hopes up for something that you couldn't confirm with your own two eyes. Like, I've been in that place before, but it's stupid. It really is stupid. But I mean, I'm not sorry that you're harassing the man.
Raise your hand if you actually thought those leaks were real, so I can laugh at your dumb ass.
I mean, I'm glad Piranha Plant got announced. Like, fuck you guys.
Yo, I'm with it. I'm probably not gonna play him for real, but that's fun. That's new. That's fresh.
The only thing I think is cool about Piranha Plant is like how much range that man has when he's sitting down. Which I wonder if he has to actually be sitting in place to get that kind of range. That may be how it works. But I'm excited, dude. It comes out on the 7th, less than a month.
The day after my birthday.
Sweet. I need to probably buy the online service for Switch so I can play with you a lot. But other than that, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it besides like just play with Ryan and like people I hang out with like on the reg, or bring it up when I come with you so that we can play stuff. Do
with Ultimate or do with the online?
Ultimate and online, because I don't have a lot of people. I could probably network with people like in groups and stuff.
There's a lot to fool with in Ultimate from what it's looking like. Every character's classic mode is supposed to be different. So, like, for example, Ryu and Ken's, because of their Street Fighter background, is supposed to be like 1v1 stamina battles to kind of mimic a classic Street Fighter arcade mode. And, you know, it changes for different characters accordingly. And I think that's really fun. It reminds me of the different routes for arcade modes for characters in traditional fighting games, and the fact that everyone gets, like, you know, their own special ending here and there. So classic mode enough is going to take up enough of my time. That and unlocking characters.
I am excited to play the adventure mode and get to know characters that I thought I would never get to play as. For the simple fact that, you know, like people always told me like, don't play Brawl. Brawl sucks. I was like, well, I want to play Brawl.
Okay, here, let me air that out. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna tell you something. Brigham said, and that's gonna make you feel some type of way because it's something
Brigham said.
Brigham said, but nah, Brigham said something, and it's the truth. It is the truth.
Okay.
And I want you to kind of like pay attention.
All right.
Brawl was a great game in every way except the one that mattered. Its roster was good. Subspace Emissary was lit. It retained a bunch of the classic modes you had from 64 and Melee. You had challenges thrown on top of that. It had online play. It's quite easily, the most modded Smash game. So even if you don't like Brawl, you have PM, you have Minus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Balanced Brawl if you want to try that, I guess. I don't know about all that. But yeah, it was a great game in every way except the one that mattered, mostly being like gameplay. Because that gameplay in turn affected like its competitive viability. If you play it competitively, there were still a bunch of people who could enjoy it casually, but a lot of those people are few or far between because they still rather own their GameCubes and play Melee. Not unlike the competitive scene, ironically enough, or they bumped up and got a Wii U and started playing Smash 4 because all the new characters. But other than that, like Brawl was great in a lot of ways. And I think the fact that its gameplay elements were kind of, I'd even be so bold as to say hand-fisted to shy away from Melee. I think the fact that its gameplay was structured in such a way is kind of sad, because I'm not saying if it were like Melee it would be better, but if it just wasn't what it was, it would be so much better.
I feel like with me as a casual player, because I played Smash 1, and then I didn't play Smash again until I saw some of Brawl, but I didn't follow the game series or anything like that. I didn't know any of the consoles that I could play it on to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Not even with Smash 1. That was just a friend that had a 64. Me as a player who's only played Smash 4 on 3DS and then Wii U, I am extremely excited to see all of the characters that I've missed out on personally, and to kind of form, basically be on the same level as like people who've been following it forever, and just kind of be like, all right, we all have like the base amount of characters, like they have more experience, but like we're all starting fresh with a new competitive scene. So now as I play casually, I can experience the competitive side and kind of build what is that? What is this phrase? Build a personal repertoire of characters that I can main, and just get like a nice broad experience of the game.
You sound like someone who's about to get baby shaked.
I am about to get baby shaked. Nathan baby shaked me when I played Melee with him at his wedding.
Do you mean wobble?
Oh god, he did wobble me, wasn't it, with the ice climbers?
I think the fact that Nathan wobbled you after not having played that was really disrespectful. And if I ever get the chance to play him again, I'm gonna extract the sweetest vengeance for you.
I wonder if you could still wobble in Ultimate.
No, you can't. Ice climbers are structured so that doesn't happen in Ultimate. If you grab with your lead ice climber, because I think you can still switch between Nana and Papa. If you grab with your lead climber, the other one like does a taunt. I don't even think they help you pummel.
I need to be able to get better. And I think that actually owning a game like on a system that like I can play on it with a lot of people with, will give me a chance to actually get better, because I think I only owned Smash on 3DS and then I never played that because it just was a shitty way to play it. To be quite honest, I'm sorry, no disrespect for any 3DS Smash players, but it was awful.
What do you mean it was awful? You were playing it all the time.
I sold that game back.
Some of them still be on for glory.
But I'm excited for the game. The hype is unbelievable for this game.
Okay, so my new favorite meme now is because Ultimate recently like dropped a commercial and there's like no music in the background. And so my favorite meme has been people putting different songs over the commercial.
Did you see what I tagged you in on Twitter?
Yep. Finally got Rage Awakened in Smash. I can die peacefully.
I remember you saying that. It's like, I just want Rage Awakened on every trailer that comes out for anything. Thank you.
Man, I'm telling you, it's a bop.
It is. It's my favorite. I wish they would have made an orchestral arrangement for it for the concert I went to.
Ooh.
That would have been the hypest shit.
Bro, you gotta stop. It's no nut November.
Speaking of No Nut November,
Mm-mm.
that KH3 trailer.
That was a good segue.
That was.
I'm proud of you.
That was.
We're getting better at this.
We are. My comedic timing's getting way better the more I talk to you two.
It only took like 2.5 years or something. Happy birthday, C&C Bros. Although I'm certain it's not today. But anyway.
No, it's not. We could still sell a shirt though. That KH3 trailer was fucking disgusting. I want to let me impress on you two, like what happened, because I made a comment to Nathan on Facebook about it because he was like, "Oh, yeah." I was with my friend Ryan at his house, and we were at like 3 o'clock till fucking midnight. But we watched the trailer, and I was like, "All right, well, I guess there was a new trailer announced for today at the Xbox thing." And I was just thinking it was going to be like, I don't know, like 30 seconds or something, and just a little bonus like trailer like the Tangled one was. No. The first thing I saw was the Winnie the Pooh thumbnail, and I flipped my shit. I was like, oh no, ooh. And I got super excited. And then we were watching. I was like, all right, Pooh looks good. Everything looks good. And then they dropped the Chirithy, and I was like, oh. And then we saw like the Cloud place with like the chairs and the KH2 Final Mix box art.
Oh my god,
that looks so fucking good.
Drew and I were like losing it.
And then we saw Kyrie and Lee, which I was like, oh, cool.
I mean, people were calling that. People were shipping that, and I was like, hold up.
I was pretty hype about like the whole like Unversed, Heartless, and Nobody's thing. I was like, all right, this is cool. And then I saw the Lingering Will and Terranor, and I was like, yeah. I grabbed Ryan's leg. I was hugging his right knee, and I was like doing the slap thing that I do with my own knees. I like grabbed this man's leg and started like bopping the shit out of it. That's and right. I jumped up and down and started like spinning because I was so excited to see the Lingering Will. I can't tell you guys, like, I'll be honest with you, Terra's one of my favorites just because of like the last like 10 minutes of his story.
Just because he's an edgelord.
Just because of the Lingering Will and because of his final boss fight. I love him because of those two things.
You and like old hardened men seeking revenge. I bet you like Metal Gear, you slut.
I do. I love that trailer of Metal Gear where it like faked us out and made us think that he was killing African children because he's just an edgelord now.
Thank goodness he's not killing African children.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah. Also, Xbox paid for that trailer.
They paid for the KH3 trailer?
Xbox paid for a lot of shit for no reason that day.
Because didn't they show this off at their event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that event? Because I did not pay attention to the rest of that. What was it? Just a hype?
It was a glorified Inside Xbox.
Yeah. Which I'm tripping because it was like there was that hidden message. Will anybody remember Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for 10 years? And then they had the event this year. And but go ahead and talk more about KH3 while I watch the trailer.
Brian,
that was a tangent.
Let me pull up that trailer again. I gotta watch it. This is like a shit time to watch it.
Just so we're sure. All the noises and everything Brian made, I would have made if there was a trailer that's at KH3 with Goliath and
fucking Pepper Ann, you goddamn asshole.
I was, oh my god, finally.
I was like, you suck.
No, I can play this game.
Tangled looks really good.
It looks just like the movie does.
I'm the most excited, I think, for Tangled, Olympus, and at this point, Pirates. I think
I was going to say, you better not You better not leave out Pirates. Like, bruh, have you seen how that looks?
Like Pirates looks amazing, and I love Dead Man's Chest. I did not like Right World's End, but they make this game. This game makes the movie look good.
Are the pirates like Pirates of the Caribbean pirates, or are they like One Piece pirates?
No, the porno pirates.
It sounds like One Piece pirates.
Yikes.
I'm glad that George knew what I was talking about. Jesus. My childhood was distraught when I discovered that.
Also, Eeyore got Nordic.
Eeyore got Nordic. That's canon because he wasn't in the trailer.
Also, Hayner's about to die.
Dude, let me talk about the cell shading and then we'll get to Hayner.
Okay.
When 100 Acre Wood looks really good, and that every character has an outlining.
Yeah, Tangle looks just like the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Like Tangle looks good.
What matters is
I love the shading that they did in 100 Acre Wood, but I don't like Pooh's face because you can really see the pounds.
Aww.
I'm looking at Hayner's face as he drop kits Ansem the White. Not Ansem the White.
But do you look at Pence's face when Hayner swoops in? Like,
what
my boy is unfazed.
Pence is either frozen in time, like what happened in the Data world, and that's what's going on.
Nah, bruh. They ain't take the time to animate that.
I think that they're in the Data world, and that's why Pence is like frozen. And that's why like Hayner got that slow-mo stop. Demix and Vexen, I mean that's cool. And then Chirithy. Let's see. People were talking about Sora's ass when he bent over to talk to Chirithy, and it's like, damn.
Sora out here double cheeked up on a Saturday afternoon.
So when are they making Kingdom Hearts 4?
Don't start. I hope that actually doesn't happen.
You say don't start. I'd say they already started. As soon as this game drops, they start development. Hey, Pirates out here looking good though.
Hey, you know what we should do? Remember that time period between 2000 and 2005 when there were those awesome Disney shows?
Okay. So now that you bring that up,
and Winnie the Pooh Keyblade is a fucking grenade launcher.
Yes, it is.
That's beautiful.
We were chatting.
A movie before it was a show?
What was the movie before it show?
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a book before it was a movie.
Yeah. So,
never mind. I was wait, if it was a show first, then there was a chance for Pepper Ann.
We were at the hotel room this weekend, and we were talking about things that happened between KH2 and KH3.
Oh God, I've seen that meme.
I've seen that meme.
The entire idea of the
we kept looking for stuff. Turns out the entirety of the Yakuza franchise.
Oh God!
Wow.
Yep. 1 through 6, and then they remade 1 and 2 with Kiwami. They did the prequel with Yakuza 0, and then Yakuza 1 through 3 got HD re-releases on the Wii U in Japan.
Oh my God.
The entirety of the postmodern era of Persona, or I guess the modern era of Persona, whatever you want to call it. Like, from 3 onward.
Yeah. What else? When did
all of Homestuck? Yeah.
All 9 seasons of How I Met Your Mother?
Final Fantasy 12, 13, 13, 2.
Yeah,
and
that's what we were talking about. Yeah, like 12 through 15. Like 3 mainline games, not counting their spinoffs.
Oh, probably enough time for there to be an Xbox One after there was a first Xbox.
3 whole Smash games. 4 if you count 3DS and Wii U as separate. Yeah, just a lot of things.
I'm trying to think of films now.
Wait, when did 2 come out?
December
2005.
December of 2005.
December 2005. I want to say 6 or 5 Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
God.
Jesus.
a lot more
Plus some.
a lot more Kingdom Hearts games. That's for sure.
That weren't 3.
A presidency.
Like an entire 2 terms. And then another one.
Yeah, because we were in like that was like the beginning of W. Bush's like second term, and we got the entirety of Obama's presidency, and then some of Trump's. Jesus, that's a lot of time.
Almost all of Trump's.
That's only the second year.
I mean, the game releases in 2019. That's like that's going into the 3rd year. That's like almost the whole thing.
January 2019. Yeah.
Does anyone really do anything in their last year?
Fighting games died off and came back.
Let's think. I just want to say that my favorite part about this trailer, besides the lingering Will stuff, has to be that transition when they're doing the 1,000 Heartless and Nobodies and whatever. I don't even know how many they're going to be in that fight. I'm very interested mechanically how that fight's going to work out, if they're all like in real time loaded onto the screen, or if it's like a pre-render background like it was for KH2.
It's gonna be the same way it is in that FMV sequence, but if you're not playing on a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X, it's just gonna die.
It's just gonna crash.
It's just gonna
the game's
crash.
not playable on normal PlayStation.
You'll return back to the menu and it'll be like a problem happened with the application closing now.
But I love that there was. You could tell that if you had just waited like 2 more seconds, it would have cut straight to gameplay from the FMV. That was sexy. And then also the last tidbit is we think that Mark Hamill is the new voice for Xehanort.
What makes you think that the Joker is the new voice for Xehanort?
Xehanort.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, you said Xehanort.
I feel like it's the same thing.
All right,
yeah, more or less.
But no, because the weird thing is, if it is Mark Hamill voicing Xehanort, that's cutting corners to the absolute fucking max. Because he already voices, because it was supposed to be like Leonard Nimoy and Mark Hamill from like 2 different like franchises, like Star Wars and Star Trek.
Well, what they gonna do?
Get another old guy. It's not Corey Burton. That's like my thing. Like, Corey Burton voices like 5 different people in this damn franchise.
It's like, oh well, they had Leonard Nimoy, and it's like, yeah. Now what they gonna do?
Just get William Shatner.
No. Oh God.
He's old. He's from space.
And honestly, I would have been fine if they got Billy Zane to come back.
They got
Who are the 2 people in relation to each other?
What do you mean?
Like in the game,
Star Trek and Star Wars, like that kind of thing.
No, in the game.
No, in game.
It was
what?
It's
Ericus
not 2 anymore. There's like okay. I was gonna say there's like 13 of them now.
Oh, you should get Kevin Conroy to be the other one. I mean, you can have Batman and Batman and the Joker against each other.
Yikes!
Get Mel Gibson in there.
Also,
crazy and shit.
They could get Billy Zane to roll through and be Xehanort, but Richard Epcar is still being Ansem.
I'm
good
fine with that.
Good old Boba.
I'm totally okay with that. I honestly hope that they would do it, but they never asked for him. And Christopher Lee's dead.
Rest in peace. Yeah. Ansem and Xemnas, since Richard Epcar became Ansem, and Xemnas are now voiced by Bobobo and Captain Battleship.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who else could he be? I'm trying to think of like people who like have gravelly old man voices. I can't think of it anyway. It doesn't matter. There's probably some anime voice actor that we haven't seen before. The guy who voices Gran Torino and My Hero.
Okay, sure. Now that I think about it,
You could get George from Yu Yu Hakusho.
no. Oh my god.
Love this George.
I miss George too.
I hope they dub that OVA because I don't want to watch it in Japanese.
You know damn well
Is he-
they're gonna.
Okay, he is still alive. I don't know why I thought he would have passed.
Who, George?
No. The Japanese Ansem.
No,
Well,
he
also
was
think might have been Japanese also, old Xehanort, Akio Otsuka, because he's also
he's the son.
Snakes. No, Chikao Otsuka's the son.
Wait,
no.
the guy who voices Ansem Seeker of Darkness is the
Okay,
He's
yeah,
the son.
my bad. Chikao's the father. I thought Chikao was the son. Okay, yeah, Chikao is dead. See, I thought Akio was the father.
I'm confused now.
Okay, Chikao Otsuka, the one who passed, was
Snake's voice actor.
no old Xehanort. Akio Otsuka is the one who is Solid Snake, Solid Snake, Naked Snake, Venom Snake, and he's Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, Terror.
Oh, okay.
Chikao Otsuka is credited for being in MGS4, but he was probably... What was his role? Was he Old Snake or was he Big Boss? Because if so, that'd be like cool. Because it's like, this is that. Okay, yeah, he was Big Boss. God, they do it so good.
Kojima planned that shit.
He's like, yo, you got a dad?
Can let him in.
Can we get him to be Big Boss?
You got a dad? Yeah, but he don't got me.
Oh, stop.
No, it's
Otsuka. Okay, see, because he was Dr. Eggman, and I remember when that. Okay, cool. Oh, he was also Japanese Robbie Rotten in the Lazy Town Japanese dubs. Made all the more ironic because, yeah. All right, cool.
And then we're gonna talk about Hainer and his march to death.
Hainer said, "Nah, dog, I'm out here with it."
This man's drop kicking people like.
He said, "I want it for a lifetime. I want it to be all mine. If you're gonna kill me, I don't want to know, baby. I don't want to know."
Hainer's taking that 13th darkness spot. Make room, motherfucker. Oh god. But yeah, that was a really good trailer. I haven't been that excited in a while. And of course, people were complaining that, like, as an aside, like, that they're showing too much. And I agree, it's a little bit much, but you know what? Like, this is within the realm of, like, whetting your appetite.
How would this be too much? I still don't have a clue what's going on.
This is what they mean by showing too much. They said Xbox had Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, and I said in the back of my mind, fuck, another one? That's what they mean.
Fair.
People on the fandom side are afraid of spoilers, but they don't understand that, like, they spoiled everything for Birth by Sleep other than, like, the Castle Oblivion shit, and even that was, like, hinted at in the trailer. Like, the launch trailer. The launch trailer for Birth by Sleep, like, spoiled so much shit that was in-game. I am really excited, though, because I enjoy the fact that they are giving us, like, pieces of important information and important scenes in the game, but they're not letting us see the context of it. So it's like it's whetting our appetites and getting us excited for it. That's the whole point that I see.
Do you want it for a lifetime?
Yes, I am upset. I was on Twitter today, and they announced like some semi-spoilers in the ESPR reading, and they were like, "Hey, spoiler warning! If you don't want to like know this detail about the story, don't show it." And I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna abstain from this because I don't want to get spoiled on it." If it's actually people are like, maybe you shouldn't read this if you don't want to be spoiled," and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna stay away." And then immediately someone put up the fucking like listing. And I like was scrolling through. I was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Everything
so that
in
lasted.
sicko mode.
That it immediately lasted like 2 hours, and then I got spoiled by somebody else. I was kind of pissed about that. But do you mind me spoiling it on here, or do you just want to keep it pure?
I'm gonna be real with you. Probably not gonna buy this game. Go ahead.
Really?
You talking about Kingdom Hearts?
Well, Millie's already bought it. And so, like...
You're going to play off her.
Not only that, but before I would even get the chance to, like, scoop it and play, I'll have probably seen her entire playthrough. It's not to say I won't get it somewhere down the road or I won't play it somewhere down the road, but I'm not gonna be on
You're
it.
You're not gonna be day one in it.
And honestly, with how anticipated this game has been, if I'm not day one-ing it, I'm already spoiled.
That's kind of how I feel. I'm terrified of like that 5-day period that I'm just gonna have to go dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. The Japanese version comes out first anyway. Yeah. Nah. I've accepted my fate. So, what you got?
I've spoiled myself intentionally on every Kingdom Hearts title since Days. And I have avoided spoilers for the most part with 15, except for that one trailer that they like revealed that Arden was the villain on accident. Not on accident. Oh, it was on purpose. I fucking hated that trailer. But that was for 10 years that I avoided spoilers on that. And with KH3, I have literally 5 days, and I have to go dark. So I'm sorry to the both of you. I will not be able to play with you or do anything. I will be able to chat on Messenger. And if I swear to God, if either of you, Shelly in particular...
Oh, my bad. I keep playing with my mug on the table.
Yeah, it's picking up.
Sorry.
I thought it was a dog too.
With their dog, and their dog is not liking it.
It's just.
But
sorry.
I swear to God, Shelly, if you put anything about Kingdom Hearts 3 during that time frame, I'll kill you. I will actually drive to Birmingham and be like, "Hey, Mrs. Shelly's mom, is he home? I'm just here to play."
Mrs. Shelly's mom. Mr. Shelly's mom.
Mr. Shelly's mom.
You mean my grandma?
Yeah. No, Mr. Shelly's mom.
Yeah, my dad's name is Shelly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're the third.
That's right.
Oh wow. Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
That doesn't work. Damn it! You've ruined the joke. But no, I will actually kill both of you.
Well, you better stay off Twitter.
Oh no, I'm deleting Twitter and Facebook for like a week.
You're deleting your Twitter?
No, what? Not, deleting the app.
Okay, I was going to say, you can't just delete the app, but that's what you're talking about. I mean, I'm not going to intentionally like retweet and spoil for you, but if I see a really good shit post, like, you know, actually, I'm probably not going to be on as much either.
I'll retweet everything and tag you in it.
Yikes.
I'll actually kill you.
How will you know? You won't have Twitter.
Because he'll put it in, he'll find some way to like get it to me.
I'll tag it to him on Facebook and then show him the notification.
I'm gonna be on Facebook too, dude.
Then how will you know? Like we could set up a whole backlog for you.
The problem is that once I get the game, I'm not gonna be talking to anybody anyway because I'm gonna be playing the fucking game.
Fair, I guess.
So that's fine. Like once I get the game, like I don't care if I speak to anybody. Like, I'm taking a week off work. I might come up to you. I'll talk to George and think about, like, coming up for the finale. I actually may do that and, like, play the game up to almost completion, and then we'll stream, like, the finale and the last few worlds. If you would, like, be open to that idea.
Yeah, sure.
That actually wouldn't do bad for views because you'll get some fucking good reactions out of me. I'll make you go viral, Joy.
I don't know how I feel about that. Can we talk about how Octopath Traveler isn't listed in the Bravely series? What kind of mess is that, right?
It's not.
I know.
Not Bravely.
I call it Brave. I colloquially call it Bravely Third. Just because I'm garbage.
They'll release a Bravely Third, and you're like, well, don't I feel shitty?
No. I'll be like, hey, it's Octopath 2.
Let's talk about some anime shit. That Broly trailer.
I still haven't watched it.
Okay.
Let's watch it right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, everyone's freaking out about the trailer, and you know there were some CGI moments at the end, and the CGI moments made me not want to watch the movie.
I was about to ask, were they good or bad?
I mean, I don't give a fuck. The rest of it was
Everyone's
hand
freaking
drawn.
out about it.
That was literally 3 seconds worth of CGI in a hand-drawn film.
Okay, first of all, those 3 seconds aren't gonna only be 3 seconds. If it's in there, it's in there. And I saw some other ones. Okay.
Oh, the Eraser Cannon.
We better watch this.
I already got it playing.
It's sad when you don't have to type
this
in.
This is not the song for this kind of trailer.
No. I love how he fucking screams and a beam comes out.
The Eraser Cannon.
Also, seeing Broly take all these hits and then grind Goku's face into a wall. That was probably the best part about it.
All I know is that it shows like Dragon Ball Z that's fucked up the power scaling in Boruto.
Yeah, okay, thanks, IGN. You have served your purpose. First comment, you ain't a bad guy, I can tell. Oh boy, Broly might make it out of this movie after all.
I love the final scene where it's just like the power-up thing, like from the
I
original.
don't like that CGI.
Why don't you like this? You don't like the "My skin is cold" scene?
I hate it.
What? It's not CGI.
No, not that. Where he's with Vegeta, and they're about to do a Kamehameha and a Gallic gun.
That ain't the Gallic gun. The Gallic gun is purple.
It's not a Gallic gun. It's the pose.
He throwing the Big Bang.
Gallic gun pose.
The Big Bang Kamehameha that Gogeta did way back in the.
And it just stands out to me because the entire rest of the trailer is hand drawn, and then there's just this weird Kamehameha and Gallic.
Well, dude, that's the same thing for Battle of the Gods. Like there's.
It's not too bad.
It's not as bad as in Battle of Gods, but it's just
nice little.
We still enjoyed that movie. Like we'll be able to watch this. So yes, it does come out January 16th. I was right.
Because you're talking about the models, right? For the characters. It's nice. It's nice little cell shading. You know what I'm saying?
Garlic gun yellow. I said garlic because reasons.
I mean, that's what it is.
No, Gallic gun
purple.
No, not as yellow. You said garlic instead of Gallic because reasons, and I said, well, that's what it is. It's the garlic gun.
Garlic's yellow.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess they just I don't know. They want blue and purple going together. Because that most definitely wasn't a Big Bang Attack pose.
Nah.
That was a Gallic gun pose.
It was.
Are we gonna see this together?
That's up to you.
I don't see why not.
I could make the drop.
Honestly, if it's on the 16th, that's a Wednesday, and I be having work.
I work on Wednesday.
So maybe, I don't know.
If it's open to the weekend, we can do it.
It won't be open to the weekend.
I'm sure they'll extend the release.
No. People do love Broly.
People love Dragon Ball, dude.
But he's so goddamn dumb.
He's so goddamn cool. Oh my god. I love going from Team 4-Star and then immediately to King of Lightning. And it's just like the extremes of both sides of the argument.
Doesn't he love Broly?
He fucking loves Broly.
Why do you love Broly so much, dude?
Broly's cool.
Who loves Broly?
A King of Lightning, an anime YouTuber we watch.
Okay.
Like, he stands the hell out of Broly. And I can't imagine why not. Like,
He must play
Broly's cool.
DBFZ.
He's just cool. Oh, God.
So what's the possibility that Kaido's club might be made out of Sea Prism Stone?
Doubt it. Unless there is a small chance because he was not in dragon form when he picked up the club, obviously.
That doesn't matter, though. He's still a dragon. You're still a devil fruit user.
What are y'all?
Unless he's not a devil fruit user.
We're talking about One Piece for a second. Shelley brought up a theory, and I was like, I gotta counter this.
Kaido multiple times, and you know what hasn't popped up? His devil fruit.
Debutu.
He may not have a devil fruit.
He has a devil fruit, dude.
He may just be a dragon that can transform into shit.
If he's like Mikitata, it's like, is he an alien? Is he a stand user? We don't know. Is he Cars?
No, Cars is dead.
Otis had plenty of time to put in the devil fruit. Shit, we got the Ninja Woman's devil fruit. And I was just passing on by.
I don't think he's naturally a dragon, Shelley. I think that you're reaching. I think that it was pure hockey, and I think that he speed blitzed the fuck out of Luffy. And then knocked his ass up and down. Because it was hockey.
I don't know. The way that they were hyping up Sea Prism Stone in this chapter.
I just think that makes it relevant for Sea Prism Bullets like Doflamingo had.
Dofla?
Prism clubs.
Bofa?
Where you think he would have gotten the Sea Prism Bullets from?
From Kaido. They're just hyping it up.
He's like, yeah,
this a changer.
hey, and I got my Sea Prism club, and we got these Sea Prism nails. Because reasons.
I want to talk about Castlevania.
What's there to talk about?
It's fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
Have you watched
what else
it?
is there to talk about? Yeah, I've watched it. Shelley, have you watched it?
I should eventually.
You really should, dude. It's like 12 episodes total.
Oh, that's so much.
That's
like an entire season of Daredevil.
Well, they're all 28 minutes long or so.
Oh my god, that's like half a season of Daredevil.
And the animation's Western animation, and it looks amazing. Like on par with like Avatar: Last Airbender, kind of good.
Probably looks better than Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh no, it definitely does. I just didn't want to say that.
That's on par with Korra.
Oh no, it's better than Korra.
Nah, I just mean animation wise.
Yeah. I think it was just a good experience, and I've been like in a Castlevania kick lately because I got like that Requiem combo pack or whatever the fuck, and I've been kind of like every now and then experimenting with the lore and just like reading up on it and like getting the timeline down a little bit.
Okay, you talked about buying Requiem and then you said experimenting, and I was like, Brian, are you trying to speedrun Symphony of the Night?
I don't want to experiment.
Bro, but it's so fun.
It's kicking my ass. I'm not gonna lie, like a Castlevania Rondo of Blood specifically makes me want to pull out my eyes.
Mm.
It is nails difficult, but it's bopping, and it also plays really well. And Symphony of the Night,
don't do that.
What?
You're like, but it's bopping.
It is bopping.
I'm sorry, it's what? Don't do that, Brian.
I love bopping. Bop it.
Okay. just keep talking about it.
Don't condescendingly tell me, okay? No, but I love the lore. I kind of do. The anime really, not the anime. Netflix adaptation's really good. And I appreciate where they're starting off from. I appreciate like how much love they have for the series. I am really enjoying Symphony of the Night, and I like Rondo of Blood. I just wish I could actually beat it. I think I'm 4 levels deep out of 9, and that's it. And I just think that if anybody likes Metroid, and if anybody likes some good old-fashioned horror elements and animation, they should watch and play Symphony of the Night and Castlevania.
If you're a fan of the Metroidvania genre, then definitely play the game for which half the genre was is the namesake.
You definitely should.
Yeah. But I wasn't trying to say that in like a gatekeepy kind of way. I was like, nah, if you're a fan of the Metroidvania series, nah, do in fact please play a Castlevania game. Like,
because this is I've never played a Castlevania, and these are my first 2, and this is my first experience, and I am not disappointed.
Yeah, if you are go ahead.
I said I'm frustrated, I'm just not disappointed.
If you are rock hard for Bloodstained and you need something to tie you over, do pick up Requiem. Also, can't wait for Bloodstained. My boy Ega. Out here doing the work.
Let's see. Do you guys, because it's like about to be 11 o'clock,
roughly,
you want to talk about JoJo or you want to talk about Titans? And we'll call it a night.
I actually have not fully caught up on JoJo.
I haven't either.
I haven't on JoJo's either.
Yeah.
Are you watching it now?
I started the episode of the second half of the first season, and I just haven't went back to it since because I got into Daredevil and Super. Okay, I had so much shit to watch then. I had to
that's a move.
I understand. I've been kind of the same way. I got through Big Mouth. I got through Castlevania, and then I started plugging at 7 Deadly Sins, but I haven't watched any more since we stopped watching together.
You finished the second season? I watched I think 2 episodes since we did
of
that.
What? Big Mouth?
Nah, 7 Deadly.
No, I haven't watched any more 7 Deadly Sins since episode 6. Like, I watched that, but nothing else.
Oh, so how'd you like the second season of Big Mouth?
Oh, it was delightful.
I was like, oh my god, this show actually got funnier.
It actually, it's really heartwarming in a weird kind of way, because all this is like super relatable shit, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I think my favorite part about, I'll just talk about like my favorite episode.
Oh my god.
The one where they're in Guy Town.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that entire episode because I appreciate like the view on like what masculinity is, and how you like view yourself as a man, and like just I appreciated the message that came out of that episode, And one of my favorite lines actually came from, what's his name? Harry.
Yeah.
That's his name. Not Richard, Andrew's dad. I can't remember what his name is.
We're going with Harry.
Okay. Anyway, I loved. He's like, yeah, like, God, I'm forgetting these characters' names, and I just fucking watched this episode. What's the main character's name?
Nick?
Nick. Okay, yeah, Nick. Nick's dad. He's like, Dad, my dad. He called his dad a pussy. And he's like, hey, you know, your dad does a lot of stuff that like pisses me off, and he's weird and he makes me uncomfortable, but he knows who he is. And he provides for his family, and he takes responsibility for his actions, and that's what it means to be a man and whatever. And I was like, I really like that. That's not bad. And it's like, it doesn't matter how quirky he acts. Like he takes care of his own and himself, and at the end of the day, like that's all you need. I really enjoyed that message, and there's just a lot of good stuff in the series in general. I think I feel like it's worth a watch for anybody as long as you're not sensitive to bullshit.
I love the shame monster.
The Shame Wizard.
Yeah, the shame wizard.
Coach Steve, no.
I was like, Coach Steve. Yes, keep going. Yes, Coach Steve.
That was just a good series. I appreciate what they did with it. I think they've turned it into its own thing. I don't know how much longer it can keep going. I maybe has one more season in it.
Dude, it can get. Dude, it can keep going. They're in middle school. It could easily keep going.
But what else are you guys watching besides JoJo?
10 episodes. Well, they're trying to stretch out this new arc for the same arc for Boruto.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we still in Mitsuki retrieval?
Yeah. They're trying to stretch it out.
I need to catch up
or something.
I finally started watching Volume 6 of Ruby after the long and grueling journey that was signing up for Rooster Teeth first and finding ways to watch it. But yeah,
Finally get tired of pirating.
Well, no, I used to. I never pirated it in the first place. My bad. That's the cup making me stutter. I used to have Rooster Teeth first membership all throughout Volume 5, but when Ruby was over, I didn't watch anything else, so I canceled it. I tried to pick it back up again, but there were issues with the websites where it wasn't accepting my PayPal, or like it would accept my payment plan but not take me back to the main website. And so it's like, well, since you're not taking my money, let me try to go pirate. Nobody had it up yet. Episodes used to go up on YouTube the week after, and I tried last week, and last week of all weeks was Rooster Teeth's 24-hour extra live stream.
Yeah.
And so they don't do anything that week. Like the new episode of Ruby got put up, but like anything subsequent like to YouTube didn't get put up because they were 24-hour streaming. Tried looking today. Turns out Ruby episodes just aren't up on YouTube at all now. And so I gotta watch them on Rooster Teeth's site. But thankfully they were finally able to take my money. And so I got Rooster Teeth first. So I caught up on the last 2 episodes and then actually watched this weekend's episode. Support your official releases, kids, unless something goes wrong, then let them know something went wrong. And then if it don't get fixed, well, I don't control you. You do whatever after that. Piracy issues or accessibility issues. What are you watching, Brian?
I need to actually go back and finish watching like the rest of JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
I did the thing I do with every JoJo part, where I watch the first few episodes and then I get tired because I realize that it's a stand enemy of the week kind of series.
Well, you got to build it up.
So I got to read it. So I read all of part 5 in like a week. And it wasn't bad. I really enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite part besides Battle Tendencies.
Yeah.
And I've only got part 6 left because I'm not touching part 7 or 8.
Well then.
I'm also watching Goblin Slayer and SAO, Alicization, with Ryan. So every Saturday when those come out, we watch them. And Goblin Slayer is not bad. I mean, it's not as near as edgy as like it would have made you believe by the first episode. Like that is dropped almost completely. Like it's still kind of like gritty a little bit, but nowhere near as like berserky as the first episode was, which is really just a hook. And I don't hear people talking about it except like how popular it is over in the West. But it's fine. I enjoy it. It's kind of silly. Because it's basically like the concept is that it's like a D&D-esque world. So then once you kind of make that connection to like, an actual D&D game, it becomes sillier and sillier to watch. SAO is kind of SAOing in the fact that like it was really good the first like 3 episodes, and then like the last 2 have been nothing but exposition and build up. And I think that this is going to be like a 50+ episode anime. The light novel's fucking long. But you can definitely see where the light novel was because it's been nothing but talking and explanation for the past 2.
Can I stop you for 5 seconds to mention this photo of Grimes, the musical talent Grimes, who we've known to be dating Elon Musk, who is currently in a Zero Suit Samus bodysuit, has a selfie posted on Twitter that has been retweeted by Hideo Kojima.
The rabbit hole goes deep, I see.
Yeah, it does. Anyway. we can hop up off of that.
Okay. I just started like coming up with like random explanations and fan theories and shit for that.
Kojima just really likes Metroid, I bet.
He just really likes ass.
Well, I mean, look, Metroid is based on Alien, and he likes Alien, I think. He likes movies. I guess before we drop, I could talk about Climax tonight for a second.
Go ahead. I want to hear about it.
All right. Cool.
You ranked 17th, he said?
And yeah, it's I'll talk about my results in a second. It's really not as glamorous as it sounds. The 17th isn't anyway. But okay, so for those who may be listening now or in the future, because I may feel really proud of this shout out to tag people. Climax tonight, French Bread video game tournament in Atlanta. For those who don't know, French Bread, they're responsible for developing games such as Melty Blood, Under Night In-Birth, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, and, 1/4 of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. So, as such, like all 4 of those games were featured there. There were some side tourneys for some other games. It was a really cool experience. Got to meet a bunch of FGC people that I was like already following on Twitter, but got to see them in person. Got to roll around Atlanta again, and that's always fun. But just seeing everybody so hype and excited because outside of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, a lot of these games don't get a huge presence at other tournaments. Like there's the whole meme about like, oh, Melty in the parking lot, Melty in the bathroom, even though, Melty was at EVO for a year. But the fact that it's, back up on the stage and being streamed, and the same thing with Under Night and even Dengeki Bunko that I don't see too much of, really. It was I don't know if overwhelming is the word I want to use for it. I mean, it was kind of overwhelming, but it was like I'll say it. Yeah, it was an overwhelming experience. Just, people who rally behind the communities of games like these, all getting together, all getting hyped, filling up a room. Melty getting like 2,000+ viewers on Twitch. Like,
yeah.
It was great. I entered Dengeki Bunko and Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I got 17th in Dengeki. Now the thing about that is there were 31 people, and from 5th place on downward, you tie. So like, I think 2 people tie for 5th, 2 people tie for 7th, 2 people tie for 9th, but then the ties get more widespread from then on. So I think I might have tied 17th with 4 people. So 17th out of 33rd, like my overall set count is 1 and 2. So better than I hoped, but not like, hella better. I did a lot better in Blaze Blue. I went 2-2 in my pools. I tied 33rd out of 85 entrants and almost ended up on stream a couple times. If I'd have won my winners round 3 match, I would have made it to winners finals of my pool. And if I'd have gotten out of pools, I could have made it the top 24.
Awesome.
So for my first anime major, it was kind of a shot just how close I could have gotten on my like really terrible team, because I was playing like Carmine and Kanji Tatsumi, but I can't put the folding chair down. Stuff outside of that was really cool. The organizer, Shinobi, and the people he had with him did a really great job of running the event. Shinobi himself is from Birmingham, so it's good to see people from down south putting on. Funny thing, Blowers and I were really hyped for this event, so we saved up some money and bought him like a huge bottle of Hennessy.
Nice.
That was so really cool. Checked out the airport. Today was more hype than yesterday, just because so many people were like out of bracket and not busy anymore.
Yeah.
So I got to play casuals with some people I met up with like way back at AWA or like final round a couple years prior. Jay on Twitter at Mr. You Suck for Yace. He was at the Third Strike cabinet all day, bottle of whiskey, just
Jesus.
Hyping up the lobby, keeping everybody in good spirits, huh?
How do you even manage that at that tournament?
I don't know. I guess because he's a cute player. Oh wait, how do you manage alcohol?
Yes.
It's whatever, because like the venue sells it, because it's like hotel.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was knocked out of bracket too, wasn't he?
Oh, Jay didn't enter anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He not to my memory anyway. He was helping out with stuff and coming out showing support. And yeah, he wrecked me, he wrecked Blowers. I scooped some merch from him. He's a TO up in Michigan.
Okay.
So he runs a lot of stuff up in that area and goes to things around there. And it really got squad thinking that we might want to try to take a trip to a combo breaker in September. Not September. Wow. In Chicago in May. There we go. But yeah, overall, 10 out of 10 experience. Would do again. And after all the overwhelming, support and love and just overall hype, I got a good feeling he will. Also, at the very end, French Bread was like hella excited that there was an event and that so many people come out and show support. There was a message from them, like video message or whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you for loving the game and being out and playing it. And they confirmed kind of, sort of, that there might be something new for Under Night in the future. Yeah. BB Tag News got the tweet. Sarazawa Kamine, the main battle planner for Under Night Inbred series, hinted that more features will be added in the near future for Eunice during the end of Climax tonight.
Okay.
So that'd be really cool. Been meaning to pick that game back up, but I don't think I'm gonna be like 100% in it because I'm focusing on Blaze Blue, Dragon Ball, and Smash Ultimate.
I would love to be to come to a tournament with you.
Oh, definitely, dude.
any tournament.
We got a huge group going to final round in Atlanta in March. Yeah, March. Or even if you come to Comic-Con in Birmingham, like the cons have tournaments.
Yeah.
Check out some of the people, say what's up.
I would love to at least watch and just see what high level people do. For anything.
It gets crazy, but it also just gets hype.
But I think that'll be about it for tonight. So I think that everybody should have a good night's sleep. Go get rested for work tomorrow or school or whatever you do during the day. Daytime television. And I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. And we will definitely be here as more Smash and Kingdom Hearts 3 news comes in and any other thing that we feel like talking about. So, good night, sleep tight, and play Skullgirls.
Do, in fact, play Skullgirls. Thank you.
Shall I say something for the camera?
Also play Under Night, though, and Melty Blood.
Shelly's gone.
Shelly sleep.
Shelly is asleep. We killed him.
Oh,
Shelly doing what I should have been doing an hour ago. Watch Sabrina.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's it.
I watched Sabrina. That actually is pretty good. I watched 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slow burn, but it's good.
It burns a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it does. All that fire and brimstone.
Satan jokes.